Hello and welcome to Wine and Books. I'm your host, Nikki Dominique, and this is my lovely assistant, TK.
Howdy.
Today's wine is a lovely selection from South Africa called House of Mandela, Pinotage. And this Pinotage is a vibrant, deep Pinotage with smoky notes of intense, dark fruit aromas, framed by dark spice. Bramble dark fruit continues on the palate, accompanied by lingering flavors of spice and dark coffee. Full-bodied, balanced fruit acidity with rounded tannins. Tannins are apparently something really that makes your wine taste dry. Did you know that before today, TK?
I did not. I had no idea. I thought of Borderlands when they said that. And I forgot the end.
Patricia Dennis.
Yeah. So anyway.
All right, let's partake in our South African wine. It's a bit bland, if I do say so myself.
It's alright. I mean, it kind of tastes like Cabernet.
They're talking about fruity flavors, coffee flavors. I don't taste any of that.
Yeah.
Tastes like a regular.
Just tastes like wine.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's not unpleasant. I would say it's okay. And how much was this bottle again, TK?
20 bones.
$20. Worth $20? I don't think so. I think I paid $10 for this. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd buy a Yellowtail Cabernet, and it'd be pretty much drinking the same thing.
Nikki's rating? Meh.
I see.
That calls for an overall rating of try at your own risk. Sorry, House of Mandela. Now, let's venture towards our reading nook to discuss our book of the day. Hi, we're out here in our very chilly reading nook today. It's about 50 degrees, but struggling out here for you to talk about today's book, A Bollywood Affair, which is about a girl named Millie. She was 4 years old when she got married, and she's been waiting for her husband to come claim her for the last 20 years. When her husband's model slash director brother shows up at her door, intent on getting her to sign papers annulling the marriage, he finds that being in her presence helps him curb his writer's block. So he lies, of course, as guys tend to do, TK, about his reason for being there in order to remain in her presence, which, of course, goes over very well when she finds out the truth. Spoiler, it doesn't. But being the romance novel that it is, no fear, fellow readers, everything will turn out fine. Favorite part of the book was towards the end when Millie goes to Sam's house to talk to his whole family, and they keep butting into their conversation. Sam's all like, let's talk, Millie. And the women in his life, his mom, his sister, his other mom, it's complicated, keep butting in, and they're like, no, we need to be part of this conversation too. Families all over the world are the same, and that part just really, really, really rang true to me. Least favorite part, it's a romance, so it was a little bit predictable, but can you really complain about that? You know what you're getting into when you read a romance, right? So I shouldn't be bitching. Je ne sais quoi. I read this book, actually read with my eyes, read this book. Most books I read the audiobook of. I'm obsessed with audiobooks. I listen to audiobooks all the time. I walk around with headphones on and people think I'm listening to music or talking on the phone or whatever, but I'm listening to an audiobook and I'm like, leave me alone because I'm listening to a book, so stop talking to me. I hate you. But this book I read actually with my eyes. as an ebook, but that counts. Dad, I read a book, Dad. Um, and I couldn't put it down. I read it in one day, start to finish, 10 o'clock to 10 o'clock, something of that nature. My son kept crying and interrupting me, and I was like, "Shut up, baby." That's how much of a page turner this was. So that to say, my rating is magnifique. I'm sure TK has his own opinions.
All right. I mean, as a guy, I mean, it's kind of a chick book, romance, whatever. I did have a question though, like seeing that it's called like Bollywood. Like, why all these Americanized names? Like, is the author American?
No, author is not American. She's Indian American. Well, she's American, but she's Indian, so Indian American.
Okay, so they just kind of anglicizing names. All right. I mean, with that said, I would give the. I mean, I guess I would give the text an IC. Just because, and like, my opinion isn't really worth much here because of the genre, and it's really a female-centric genre. So, I mean, that's my rating.
That means it's an overall rating of, oh yeah, baby. But if you're a guy, don't waste your time. That's all for us today. Let us know what you think. Tried the wine, read the book. Any suggestions on books for us to read or review in the future? Please let us know. We'd love to hear from you. All right. Peace.